Hi guys, today we're gonna make delicious creamy miso mushroom soup. Are you ready? So let's go.
Some people say that you have to wipe the mushrooms, but I don't know, I feel better when I wash them. Now we need to chop these mushrooms out. I'm just gonna quickly cut them like this. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and marinate them. And I'll show you what I use to marinate them. Okay, so this is about 2 cups of mushrooms that I'm going to marinate. I'm going to use sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. I need to have a teaspoon of this red pepper flakes. I use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce, so I need 2 tablespoons. And I need to use my lemon juice. Looks weird because I just run it through the juicer, so I'm gonna use a couple of tablespoons. Mix this all together and I'm gonna let it sit on the counter here and let it marinate. In the meantime, I'm gonna be preparing the broth. Here I took out some of this wakame. This is basically a sea vegetable. As you can see, it's just dry seaweed. You can even see like the salt coming out of it. So I'm gonna need to use about a tablespoon of that. I'm gonna chop it as small as I can. I also have the same thing. This is wakame. This is already rehydrated. I'm just gonna use this later as the garnish. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish chopping all these sea vegetables. Next, I'm gonna prepare my blender. I'm gonna add about 5 cups of water, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of this white miso paste. And next I have this 1/2 cup of raw cashews. By the way, they say raw cashews, but they're not really raw, as all cashews, they kind of have been roasted a little bit, at least once, to remove this cashew shell and the shell's harmful oils. Otherwise it would be poisonous. So no, cashews are not really raw, but I know a lot of raw vegans eat them, as long as they are not like double roasted, salted and all of that, they are okay. Anyway, I get 1/2 cup of cashews, and I get also 1/2 cup of hemp hearts, and I put a bit of sea salt and a little bit of ground black pepper, and I added about a tablespoon of maple syrup. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this really well. I'm just gonna leave the liquid underneath that I'm going to use as a soup base. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prepare my toppings because our soup is almost done. So here I'm just chopping my little shallot, and then I'm gonna chop it into really small pieces. And all I had for greens on this day is this garlic green tops, I guess, and I just chopped it really small because they are kind of rough, but they do give this nice little aroma, so I like to use them sometimes. I'm gonna slice them as small as possible. It's better if you have scallions or chives. It's better to use these here, as garlic tops, they kind of a little bit harder. Okay, so here's my broth. Once again, I'm taking out all this foam because I don't want to be having foamy soup. And now we're ready to plate. So first, here we have our marinated mushrooms. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some in my bowl. Here's my dried chopped wakame seaweed here. I'm gonna add it to the bowl. Now I'm gonna go ahead and chop this rehydrated version of wakame. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my broth to the mushrooms. Mix it all together. Now add my toppings, the shallots, the rehydrated wakame, and my garlic tops. Our soup is ready to enjoy. Okay, here's our delicious soup. Let's try it. The flavors, they remind me of hot pot. Have you guys tried hot pot before? It's actually It's really, really, really yummy. And by the way, if you don't like to eat it cold, you can either run the Vitamix for an extra minute or two and it's gonna warm up the broth and you can just mix it together then, or you can just warm it up on the stove on a very low heat just until you see like a little steam coming out, and then just turn it off. That way it's still gonna be raw, but it's gonna be nicely warmed up. Right now, today is not that cold, so I don't feel like eating hot right now. Especially, the soup has a lot of pepper flakes, so it gives this heat. You don't really feel like you're missing on a warm soup. By the way, I made the same soup for my husband. He wanted me to warm it up really nice and make it super hot. So I made a version for him, and he really enjoyed this soup as a cooked option. So there you have it.
This was a delicious soup. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys gonna try and make it. If you like mushrooms, it's really good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to click on the like button. And if you're interested, you can click right here to see more of my raw vegan recipes.